All right, so what do we got next? We got the top 5 covers, villains, X-Men villains. X-Men villains is the theme this week, so
we can roll with that. Let me get my materials ready and give
which
you.
I was trying not to show off in any of the pickups because I was trying to like I like stuck to it a picture, but like
don't give it all away.
I could give it.
All right, simple, quick intro, but this time we are doing. How do I add this to here? Give me
every day.
All right. So what do we? Oh, I might be a little too busy with that background.
Maybe. Well, we'll fix it.
These two together. It's still a lot going on. All right, there we go. Go on that generic one. All right, so if you didn't know, when we do get to our tier list, which will be, I think, maybe next or soon,
next,
these are mostly going to be the villains, the X-villains. So we figured we'd do the covers and not do variants, but we're just doing top 5 covers featuring X-villains.
Too many variants.
I kind of tried to do it as close as I could to their first covers. Is kind of where I was going, at least with my angle. And I'm not going to overdo it. Last week is a top 5, and I still threw out like 10. I'm going to try to keep it under control here and just keep it to 5. So, first one's a little bit old, but I felt the need to put it into this list. And this is X-Men 32, which is not Juggernaut's first. It's not even his second, because his first was in 12, his second was in 13. But 32 was his third appearance. Now I know
you're cover, though, right? Is his first cover?
No, he was on the cover of 12, so it's not his first cover.
Okay,
but
cool.
The reason why I put that, because you look at the prices for 12 and 13, they're it's not a cheap book at all. You're talking a few $100s, like to get beat copies.
Yeah.
Like it's not an easy find. But this one, people kind of ignore a little bit. Not to say $94 is cheap, but come on, a 10-cent,
under $100
for under $100. That's not too shabby for an early X-Men book. Just saying. But that's kind of why was pointed to this one. Again, it's his second. Well, it's not his second appearance, but it's his second story.
Yeah.
Like 12 and 13 was like a back-to-back episode, and then this is when he came back, 20 issues later. So I thought it was an interesting book.
That's a good book.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for it. Now, my next one, again, we know Sabretooth first appeared in Iron Fist 14, but this Mutant Massacre storyline is where he hooked up with the X-Men, basically, and became more of a Wolverine villain more than anything. And then 213 is the first cover where these two are going at it. So that's why I decided to go with this one, because I think they first went at it in 210, or is it 211? I don't know, somewhere in that Mutant Massacre storyline. And I know everybody loves Wolverine. What is it? Wolverine 10, because that's the first, story-wise, first time they meet or fought or something. I don't know. But I don't know. This still happened a couple years earlier, so that's why I like this book. It's just a cool cover.
It is.
I mean, you're right in there. This is like John Wick style. Like the action's real close. And this one is what did I put in there? Yeah, see, you can sneak this. $750. Somebody won this at auction. You can sneak this book for cheap.
That's a good book.
Next, a book that's gotten forgotten about. It's gotten forgotten about because they put him in a movie, and a lot of people weren't happy with Oscar Isaac's performance as Apocalypse, which it's not Oscar's fault. That was just a badly constructed film. But even though he first appears in 5, 6, I guess, I don't know if you want to make that cameo full. This is his first time on the cover, so that's why I decided to put X Factor 6 here. Because Apocalypse is still a big X character.
What is this going for now? You said drop back down?
A little bit. This one, it's $61. It started to creep back up again, but it did drop for a while.
Oh, that's cool.
They did drop below 50 for a good long while, whereas when that movie was at its height.
Well, think about it. I mean, when you think about top tier villains for X-Men, he is a tier villain for X-Men. I mean, plus I hope they do Age of Apocalypse right one time.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe eventually in the MCU. Maybe 20 years from now, you can go and see it with your grandkids. But other big tier, top tier X villains is another one who doesn't get enough respect. And I was waiting forever. They kept teasing him, movie after movie, tease after tease. I just watched New Mutants finally just the other day, and again another tease. The Essex Corp, Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, so this is the thing. Like, I know Magneto, right? Like, you think Magneto, technically, historically wise, supposedly a big villain, but how they portrayed him through the generations, I don't think they can use him as huge, enormous villain anymore. And even at that, even the storyline,
he's so closely tied. He was led the team for a while. Like, the history's too deep.
This is one of the books we picked up out of the dollar bin that I was trying not to mention. We got a couple of these. But Sinister, when you get Nathan Essex, a lot of ties between people. Same thing with Apocalypse. They both have huge ties. And when you think of like full squad baddies that are always bad, those are two guys that are top five X-Men baddies. Like, I mean, like legit.
And this isn't his first. His first was in, what was it, 220? 221? One of those. It's got that Havoc cover. But this is his first.
Havoc's die, yeah.
Yeah, but this is his first cover, and I think his second appearance. This is where he comes back when we start the what was that? Inferno. I was gonna say, what was the
Plus, this is the first time you actually see what's her name, McTaggart, as the Goblin Queen, even though
Madeline Pryor.
Yeah, Pryor. But I don't think she's the Goblin Queen inside of this book, but she is on the cover as it.
As the Goblin Queen, yeah.
Yeah.
It took a little while for them to make that shift.
That's a lot of leg for a cover, huh?
A little bit.
There's a lot of skin
definitely high up on the side, but yeah, I mean, this is still, it could be like a $20 book. 8 bids on this too, so this got a little bit of action. Just yesterday, this was July 27th, so just yesterday, this one went for $20. So that's a good dollar bin find.
Yeah, nice. Eric is asking, are you talking about Archangel technically a villain because of the Horsemen of the Apocalypse? I don't think we could qualify it for that.
It's kind of tough. I mean,
I'm talking about guys that didn't switch back and forth. You know what I mean? Like, really, like when I think of villains, I don't even think of Magneto. I mean, I know he is, but like, it's been so many storylines where he goes. I think like the major antagonist villains. You think about Apocalypse. You think, well, maybe I do because I mean, I just love Age of Apocalypse, and then all the stuff with Essex. Like
I do too. Both of them. I'm
like
big fan of both.
The Cable stuff, the Hope stuff, is he the reason why there is the mutant? Like all that type of crazy stuff is like, I mean, they're two of my by far favorites. So maybe I'm a little bit
Yeah, and Eric, to get to your X Factor 24, I'm actually going to talk a little bit about that. But I already filmed the video. It's going to drop tomorrow. I've forgotten first. I get a little into Archangel because
excellent.
This stuff got me thinking about it, and I didn't put it in here, but I'm still using it.
No, I love Eric. I love the cover too, man, and good to see it.
That too. This is a good cover.
JJ, you're right. They screwed it up. Those Fox movies, I'll just watch because I love X-Men that much, and man, do they stink. Especially the first series of X-Men movies is just that I won't watch that anymore. To be honest with you, it's just multiple man. They did dirty too, but okay.
Yeah,
so what do you have next?
They did with McDreamy or McSteamy.
Who's that now?
I forget. One of the Grey's Anatomy guys played multiple man, and
who's what now?
Hey, I got a lot of information in this old noggin here.
Yeah, you watch a lot of chick shows, bro.
I do. I don't care. I have no qualms about it. I do. I think our last book. I think that was 4. So we got one more, which is it's Omega Red.
Yeah, it was another one we kind of snuck in there. So this is why I was picking my nose. He's getting this book for $5. He goes, well, don't you think this is a good book? And I'm just like, why are we? And then I look over and I was like, man, dude, I hate it. Rogers has such good books. Anyways.
That's $50.
Oh, jeez. Holy manolis.
This is $50 these days. Yeah. Everybody's just hoping he's coming. He's like another bound to be their character.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I like his, and I didn't, but I like his second cover appearance.
The one I put in the thumbnail just to kind of a little bit tease. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the issue 5 is the better cover.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But I also like 7 too. I got 7 sitting next to me.
Yeah, 7's good too.
Split face between the two.
There's some good. I like Clement.
Yeah, well, I'm also a big Jim Lee fan, as
or Jim Lee
shirt will also tip you off.
Well, during the Chris and the Jim Lee years, like, I mean, I think X-Men mutants as a whole, you got Perez, Chris, and Lee. That other clown who can't draw feet and too many pouches. I mean, even his characters had to be redone so that they were better. You know,
Silvestri
what I mean?
had a good run too before. Yeah,
Silvestri was pretty good. Is pretty good. He was all right. But like not like Chris and not like Jim and not like
no.
Perez.
And then the Kuberts or the Cuberts, however you say their names, they just kind of did their best Jim Lee impersonation for a while.
Too. Yeah.
And then they completely switched it up when they went to Joe Mad, which I know a lot of people don't like him, but I like Joe Mad. I like the anime style. I dig it. And I think it was a welcome change because I was tired of seeing Jim Lee knockoffs that were not up to snuff. It's kind of like the X-Men movies from Fox.
But that's what Sylvester did, right? Wasn't Sylvester that was doing the Lee knockoffs there for a while?
He did it first.
Sylvester did it before Lee?
Silvestri was on it before. Silvestri was on like the 250, that cross cover and that stuff. Yeah. Like Jim Lee came in like the 248 was his first, but he didn't really start picking it up till in the 260s. And then he had a couple of the Psylocke
the
Mandarin bit, and then especially when they got 270s and all the Shi'ar stuff, and then he really ran with it. But that's it.
Garrett's storyline, Fox. What did you say? Yeah, the Fox stuff with Logan, JJ, the Logan Fox movie was good, the last one, but it's like too little, too late. Like
it was, but it was also kind of it was good by comparison to the rest. If like that was the only Wolverine movie I got, I would have gotten a little mad.
Like Metal Wolverine in that or something. Whatever. Okay. Up next, we got the tier list. We're not going to talk about Fox anymore. Bury that.
We'll be here all night just babbling on.